Jevon Holland, Dolphins safety, is with us, arguably the best safety in the NFL. He is the top-graded safety via Pro Football Focus probably almost the entire season. I think there was a week or two that you were graded second. But, man, one hell of a game in New York on Friday. Who did you have anyone at the game? Any family members at the game?
Yeah, my Uncle Reagan and my Uncle Trevor at the game, and then my two homeboys, Anthony Brown, who plays quarterback. He was on the Ravens, and then my boy Jordan John from college. They were all at the game, and his brother.
Did you know, by the way, when you were returning that and then you get into the end zone, did you know what it was going to do, like, immediately? Like, this week you talk about being a man in demand and doing all this media. Like, did it hit you like, hey, I did this on the Black Friday game. We're the only game in town right now. This probably has never been done before, maybe a few times, and it's in New York. Like, did you know in that moment, like, that was not a typical pick six?
Nah. In the moment, I'm trying to get to the zone. That was my thought process. I'm trying to get the pick. I'm like, boom, I got the pick. First one of the year, bet. Then I'm trying to get in the zone. That was my only mindset, smelling the end zone. Then after, when all the dust settled, then I got to really look into it. Like, that was the only game on. Everybody's watching it. It's on Amazon Prime Time, like, so then after, I knew right after the game because my phone was almost exploded, but yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
But those are the plays that kind of put you on the national, standpoint. We all know you're good. The AFC East knows you're good. People that watch Dolphin games, but Seattle, Wyoming, Montana, those people don't follow the Dolphins. That type of play is what makes Jevon Holland a household name. Is it what? Because I know you got a damn big ass TV off of it. What else has changed? Like, what else is going on different?
I can't tell you right now. Honestly, I can't tell you right now because for me, from my point of view, I just got a 98-inch TV in the mail and I'm waiting for it. That's about it. But you got people hitting me up, people following me, like, and it's cool because like one, I'm getting recognition, but that's not even like a safety play. That's just like any DB could do that. Any like person you put there could make that play if they had the right mindset. You know what I mean? So it's cool that I got that. I mean, I love it. I just wanted to get in the zone, make plays, and I know my parents and stuff is all happy. And my dad was telling me that there's like all type of family members reaching out, like, hey, Holland, I think I'm your cousin, or like this lady DM me. She was like, you have a Cassandra Ray is your aunt, and I'm like, I don't even. I said to my mom, I was like, I don't know who this is. She's like, yeah, she's actually your cousin. She's not just playing.
Have you enjoyed this? Have you enjoyed the swirl? Because all of a sudden it becomes a whole new element of your life where you're doing media anyway because you're having a great season. But all of a sudden, like we say, I mean, it's the only game in town, and it was like, I mean, it was everywhere. I don't even know there. You guys didn't have a game this weekend. Did you watch any of the NFL pregame shows? Like, because they're talking about you, they're showing it nonstop.
Yeah, I did watch the NFL pregame shows. It was cool to see like, it's Jevon Holland. And then like my homie was talking about top 10, and I'm like, dang, like I might be in ESPN top 10. Like that's cool too, because. Like I grew up watching that stuff and I never thought I would end up being at that point. But like now that I did something, I'm like, oh wow, like I might really do it. So, and it's cool that Hard Knocks was able to like capture that as well. And like the other perspectives and camera angles and stuff. So that is also cool. But yeah, it's been fun. And it's like also more motivation because I'm like, this is dope. Why don't I try to do this more?
I want to do this every day.
Yeah. Why don't I try to do this all the time? So, but yeah, it kind of gives me a peek into how Jay Rams lives. I mean, he had 2 picks and 1 to seal the game, but like he's done things like that multitudes of times. So it's it's definitely a lot. The media, like taking all the interviews and everything, is the most time consuming. Even though it's like spurts out of the day, it's like you got to just structure your whole day off of it. And I'm like, bro, I just want to chill, play some video games. Like NW3 just came out, But
no, son, you famous. Hell with NW3. I don't even know what that means.
Are you going to play that on the 98-incher?
Of course I'm going to play that. I'm going to play Zombies on the 98-incher. I'm going to be on that for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and the defensive player of the game on a defense that choked the Jets out, man. Y'all held them to what, 159? Some teams get 159 yards in a quarter. You held a team to 159 in a game. That game plan, just talk about the overall defensive performance, bro. 7 sacks, it was crazy.
Bro, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. The whole defense was eating. Everybody was able to, get their opportunity and take advantage of it for real. Especially like, guys like Christian and Chubb and Gink, and tragically JP, went down with the Achilles. Bro, we were watching the tape and he was having a game from just pure effort and hustle to technique, destroying blocks. He was having a game. So shout out to JP. When he gets back, he's gonna be miles ahead of where he is now. He's one of the hardest workers I know. So I know that he'll be A-okay off this. But the whole group as a whole, man, everybody was flying around making plays. Guys were coming in. Ogba was coming in off the bench. JP got hurt. Ogba stepped up. Boom, sack, strip sack too. So it was great to see. I was enjoying the whole process going out there on defense. We had 22 snaps or something of defense going into the third quarter, and then they started to pick it up a little bit on offense, so we got more opportunities. But it was great to be out there for real. It was great to see it, and I just enjoyed being a part of it.
I was going to ask you about Hard Knocks because I saw they put out a teaser of your play, and they're like, watch this tonight. So I imagine you've got to be hyped up for it. But what's the mentality going into that game? Is it different than going into Kansas City when you played them a couple weeks ago in Germany? You're going up against a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Mahomes. You guys have to stop them in order to win the game, which you end up doing. But then the mentality, I imagine, changes. You've got a quarterback who really hasn't played much in the NFL against an offense that's totally struggling. Are you guys swaggering into that game? Not cockiness, but more so we know what's going to happen here. We know what's coming to the New York Jets offense.
Not at all. I'm not giving anybody. We weren't giving anybody an inch. I mean, that's not at all what's happening because the Jets defense is elite. They've got some serious playmakers on that other side of the ball, and along with their offense as well. They've got elite players over there. So just because they're having somewhat of a down year does not mean that at all that we've let up at all. You know what I mean? So we were going in there to stop their offense because that's our job. And get the ball back to our offense. But no, we wanted to dominate them, and just like we want to dominate any team that we play. Because 1, it feels great. 2, it helps our team win. And 3, when you dominate on defense, things just it pays, man. It pays to play well. So
you may end up with a 98-inch TV if things go well.
You might end up with a 98-inch TV, man.
Have you watched Hard Knocks? Did you watch the first episode? What did you think of it? Will you watch it tonight? Obviously, you're going to be featured prominently, I'm imagining, on Crowder's Inside the NFL tonight. They talk about Jevon Holland and that pick six plenty. Yep. Hard Knocks, what did you think? And what are people saying to you?
Hard Knocks Offense Edition was dope, man. I felt like I was just watching meetings and stuff through my own eyes. I mean, it was focused on Tua and the guys, so we kind of knew that they were doing the little Max Crosby thing with Q, which was cool for him to do that, and then as well for them to get Tua accustomed to the bumps and things like that. But I thought it was dope. I thought the whole thing production wise, I think it's cool that fans get to see. It's not really just a camera's rolling and you hear all the ins and outs. It's more specific moments that fans get to see that guys are okay, this is not just, Tua or Tyreek, the football player. This is them, the individual. So I think that was really cool. And yeah, I'm excited to see the new episode. It's always cool to see highlights of regular life. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And a lot of guys, especially, the new in-season Hard Knocks that started a couple years ago, but a lot of guys don't like the Hard Knocks. They don't like the cameras, especially, quarterbacks, coaches, they want to keep everything tight fit. You've been a part of it now. Is it intrusive? Do you even think about the cameras being there anymore?
Nah, they do a great job of hiding the cameras. The only one is the team meeting. There's a camera, but it's like a remote control camera. So it's just in the corner. But I'm at eye level with it because I sit a couple rows up. So when the camera turns at me, I'm always gonna, because they said if you look at the camera, it's gonna turn away. So I'm always eyeballing the camera. But other than that, nothing really. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool how they hide it and they kind of pop up sometimes. In places where you were kind of just walking to the bathroom or you're going to get some food, they're right there, and you're oh. Give it a little peace sign, whatever, but it's never in your face in the meetings, never anything OD. So I think they do a great job. NFL Films, I think, is the one that films it. They do a phenomenal job shooting that.
Who's the coach that did the language, the universal language's ass whooping? Was that out of character? Or
Campanelli.
Campanelli.
Jersey's finest.
So it was that's him.
That is him through and through. Coach Camp is the most passionate, well-versed individual that I've come across, other than my position coaches, like in my experience. Coach Camp is like very unique. He is everything that he said, like even down to the like breaking it, like I love you guys, take it easy, like let's have a great day. That is who he is, like through and through. And he makes me want to play ball. He makes me like we used to have that meeting on Saturday nights before the game, and it was only for the defense. And I used to go to bed like just like I'm ready to go game. I'm ready to go tomorrow. But now that we have it, you know, as a whole group, I think everybody gets to see his just aura as a coach, as an individual, and his passion for the game and his passion for every one of us playing. I love it. I really do. He gets me fired up.
There was nothing on Hard Knocks in the first episode that surprised you.
Nothing.
Because you've seen all, like for us, it was, I loved that Max Crosby story arc. I thought that was cool as hell. I loved the way that Tua would respond to it.
Right.
Hey, what about Tua and the cornrows? And then he took them out. Where do we stand on this?
So, guys, cornrows is a hairstyle that happens and then it goes away because, you know, you got to let your hair breathe or whatnot. Cornrows are a protective style for minority hair. You know what I'm saying? Ethnic hair. Like myself, I have cornrows in right now. It's a protective style to keep your hair away from, you know, the elements or things like it, bugs, things like that. So Tua's hair was getting long. He said he was going to cut it. He was going to get braided up. So I told him, go to Yada. Yada is Truth Hair Studio. She is like right around the corner in Miami Gardens. Real cool lady. She's been braiding my hair for like 2-3 years. A whole bunch of other guys on the team's hair. So Tua hit me up and asked me because I get my hair braided like, you know, one of the most. And I sent him to Yada and she took care of him, braided it up. And then, so, you know, little things that he's got to learn, like tapered hairline, because you can't just get it braided to this, like, you know, from the front of your hair. You got to get a little tapered hairline, you know what I'm saying, making you speak, make sure you speak and spam, little, you know what I'm saying, taper fade, things like that. Had to get him the Dewey.
That's how you bring that
Bow
in.
Wow.
They show that on social media.
Bow Wow edition Dewey, silk, both sides, very premium, not for like game day. Like this right here, I'd probably wear this in the game. It's silk, but it's like, you know, it's all right. Bow Wow, very premium material. You don't want to get it sweaty or nothing like that. You sleep in it, you know, so your hair doesn't rub or any friction like that. It also protects your hair from oils leaving out or anything like that. So had to get him right with that. But the braids will be back. You get braids, you let them out, you know what I'm saying? You rock with it out, then you get braided up again here and there, depending on how long your hair stays in. Mine crawls out, but yeah, so Solana, that is the, you know, background on hair braiding and whatnot, if you didn't know, and YouTube, my man. So.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Jevon, let's go. Let's get Tua to lock up, man. Send him somebody to get some.
Look, see, I think Tua would look kind of funny if he locked up, just because his hair is loose. It would low-key look Caucasian, and it's just like it's not what you need. You don't need that.
Too stringy,
like yeah, it's too stringy. So I say braids is good.
Crowder taught me a few years ago about hot 6 oil. You heard of this?
Nah.
Hot 6 oil. When am I supposed to use that, Crowder?
You can put it on anything. It's lotion. It's hair oil. You can cook with it.
Nope.
You know.
Nope. Hey, you putting that on your head, brother? You're gonna be bald by 28.
You can cook with it.
Over with.
I'm gonna get you some hot 6 next Tuesday. I'm gonna have you some hot 6.
Nah, I'm not putting that in my head. I'm not putting that in my head. You would not have me out here looking like 06 B Wade. No, sir.
That's great, man. Jevon Holland, as you may have noticed, with us on Tuesdays at Hollywood Kia. So you do have Washington coming up on Sunday. Sam Howell throws for a lot of yards. You guys are ready. I'm assuming, I was talking with someone before the show. I'm assuming you don't look ahead on the schedule at all other than the game that is next, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you got one coming up in Washington on Sunday. You guys ready for because it's an aerial attack?
Yeah, it's gonna be a cold day, I think, but it's gonna be fun though. I'm gonna enjoy going against the Commanders, and yeah, you know, Ron Rivera. Quick story: Ron Rivera coached my dad. And he taught my dad how to power clean in college, like back in Monterey.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. So gonna be cool to play. And then I went to high school with Ron Rivera's nieces.
Well,
Small world.
A little extra something.
Shout out Frankie.
Yeah. and Jevon, you talk about the weather. So this will be the second cold game because I was up in New York. It was chilly in New York. Is it different preparation now for you playing these cold games?
Nah. Cold games are cool. I like cold games because once you get warm, you never get tired. Like it's always a cold breeze. You know what I mean? Like in hot games, you get hot. You get like down here, you get sticky. When we played the Bills last year, I was burning up. 92 snaps. I was burning up. But when we went to play with the Bills in Buffalo when it was snowing, I was cooling. I was, I get tired a little bit, but then you get that cold breeze. You're like, all right, pep in your step. So playing cold games is cool for me. You know what I'm saying? Throw a little Vaseline on, close the pores, and you'll be all right.
Crowder said that he was very pleasantly surprised. He was with his family at the Jets game. He said he was very pleasantly surprised at how nice the Jets fans were. They have they have a tradition of being not so nice to opposing teams. Certainly, the Dolphins. Crowder was very impressed. Did you have any recollections of anything that happened with the fans there?
I didn't hear any reviews from my family or anything like that. But I mean, that's great. Glad there are great people up there. Taking care of you guys. Very welcoming environment.
Yeah, the guy behind me, he called your pick six. He said, look what they're going to do. They're going to throw the ball up in the air. One of these damn guys are going to get it. Watch. And when you grabbed it, he just said over and over again, look at this effing guy. Look at this effing guy. Look at this effing guy. The whole way you ran down the field, I was like, my kids heard more cuss words than they've heard in their life in them 4 quarters.
Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York. Right. How was your Thanksgiving? We've talked about Thanksgiving on this show. So did you do something on Thursday or did you do something on the weekend?
Wednesday, we had Thanksgiving. My first Thanksgiving I cooked. Me and my girl, Amanda, we both cooked. She whipped up the collard greens, and she's Puerto Rican, so pernil, and she had potato salad. And then I had, the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes with the marshmallows on top. And
was there turkey or just pernil?
No, just pernil.
Because I made a proclamation on the show. I made a proclamation on Twitter, and then my wife said, "Well, this is a unilateral decision. I'm done with turkey. I don't need it anymore on Thanksgiving."
Honestly, I'm not against that.
Right. And a buddy of mine who's Puerto Rican heard the show. I was talking about it yesterday. Heard the show, and he said pernil.
Pernil, like she pernil, and she was gonna make red rice and beans, but she was like, I don't know how my mom makes it. I'm like, all right, cool. But no, it was great. I loved it, and I made some Hawaiian buns. You know what I'm saying? Then I put it in the little container, put some butter on top. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle some garlic on it. Throw it in the oven, nice and crispy.
That's the best roll, right? The Hawaiian roll, sweet roll.
24.
Oh,
man,
so good.
Gone.
Yeah, I'm done. That was my final Thanksgiving doing turkey. I don't. And so I've heard from a bunch of people on social media and from the text line on the radio show going, yeah, we don't do it. One person texted in, oh, I do tamales. Another person, we do ribs. Another person, we do steak. But yeah, my Puerto Rican friend said pernil. But I guess there's a lot of people who are, I'm just over turkey.
I'm done with turkey, honestly.
Will you eat it like though in sub form, like a turkey and cheese sub or turkey and cheese sandwich?
Yeah. I got turkey in the fridge in the cold cuts right now. Well, lunch meat, okay, not cold cut. They're called lunch meat. That's what my mom called them growing up. So just that's a little inside just for anybody that doesn't approve of me calling lunch meat. It's called lunch meat. But I got, I'm saying, honey roasted turkey and then
boar's head.
Boar's head.
Yeah, of course.
Let's
make sure.
What is a pernil?
A guy of your stature with a pick six like that, Crowder. I mean, he better be having the boar's head,
Exactly what's a pernil?
Pork shoulder.
Pork shoulder? Yeah. Pork shoulder.
It's and since you gave me the tutorial on cornrows, I'll give you the tutorial on how to pronounce it. Pernil. If we're being technical, Jevon.
Okay.
All right. So you've covered pernil. I taught everyone about hot six oil,
right?
And Jevon told us about the cornrows.
Yes,
so I think we've all learned a lot on today's program.
Thanks.
Now, man, what a treat you gave Dolphins fans on Friday. No joke. It was, when you think about memories, most people, when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, their memories over the last 20 years or so are negative things like this happened and it shouldn't have. But the Miami Miracle is one that we all recall, which is Rob Gronkowski inexplicably playing safety and Bill Belichick being ready for a Hail Mary when there wasn't going to be no Hail Mary. But your pick six it was just this confluence of events where we had the life sucked out of us moments before.
Right.
And it's the only game in town. And everyone in South Florida is watching. Anyone who cares about football is watching. And you gave us something that I'm guessing is going to be talked about for years and years and years. That is a seminal moment in Miami Dolphins history. You're responsible for it. So
I'm honored. I am truly honored.
No, we're honored. We're honored.
First Black Friday game ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the first time I took my kids to a Dolphins game, not in Dolphin Stadium. So like when we talk in the future, when I'm telling my grandson, me and my son will be like, yeah, that's the game when Jevon ran that interception back. Like, yeah, man, it's there, Hawk. It's right up there with the Grok play and everything for real.
It is. I'm telling you, this is one of those plays that, especially because it stuck it to the Jets, who we hate. Like it just couldn't have been any better. The fact that it was the last play before the half ended, like all the stuff that made it special is because of where it took place, when it took place, the context of how it took place. And man, it was something, and we were all watching. Everybody, I know my house. I mean, we were exploding in cheers and feeling great for you. The weird thing is, Crowder, I found this strange. My phone blew up as if I had something to do with it, but everyone just knows that you're on the show every Tuesday. I'm getting all these texts going, did you see what Jevon did? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. I didn't have anything to do with it, but it was great. It was really great, man. Yeah. So enjoy it. I know the mentality is you have to move on to the next game, but you got to enjoy this because this is like, once in a lifetime kind of stuff.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Man, what a time!
Well, thank you.
That's sweet.
Thank you. That was a nice Thanksgiving gift that you gave to all of us. Jevon Holland, he joins us out here at Hollywood Kia every Tuesday. Again, corner of Pembroke Road and State Road 7. Thank you for Friday. Happy Thanksgiving belatedly, and good luck in Washington on Sunday. There you go, Jevon Holland.